the day I was supposed to become a bride, I became a spectacle. I still remember the way the lights shimmered across the white drapes, the soft music floating through the air, and the scent of fresh roses wrapped around everything like a dream. It was my wedding day, the day I had imagined since I was a little girl. I stood there in front of the mirror, dressed in white, my hands trembling just a little, not from fear, but from excitement. My heart was full, my future felt certain, because for once, everything in my life felt right. My groom loved me, truly loved me, and I believed that no matter what chaos my family had ever brought into my life, today would be different. But what I didn't know that day was that my past was about to walk into that hall and destroy everything in seconds. My brother, he had always been unpredictable, angry, the kind of person who thought respect meant control. Growing up, I had learned to stay quiet, to avoid conflict, to not provoke him. But this was my wedding, and I thought, maybe, just maybe, he would behave. I was wrong. The guests had gathered. Laughter filled the hall. My fiancé stood at the stage, smiling, waiting for me. And when I finally stepped forward, all eyes turned to me. For a moment, it felt magical, until I heard his voice. Stop right there. The music cut off. Conversations froze, and my heart dropped. I turned slowly. My brother was walking toward me, his face tight with anger, his eyes burning with something I had seen too many times before. But this time, it was worse. This time, there were hundreds of eyes watching. Who do you think you are? He snapped. I felt my throat go dry. What are you doing? Please, not today. But he didn't stop. You think you can just walk away from this family? Marry without my approval? The room felt suffocating. My hands started shaking. I told you everything, I whispered. You said it was fine. His laugh was cold. Fine? You think I meant that? And then, before I could even react, his hand came across my face. The sound echoed through the entire hall. And just like that, my wedding day turned into my humiliation. My cheek burned, my vision blurred, and the silence around me was heavier than any scream. I wasn't just hurt, I was shattered. But what hurt even more was what happened next, because the man I was about to marry finally spoke. For a second, I couldn't move. My entire body felt frozen, like time had stopped just to let everyone witness my humiliation. I could feel the sting on my cheek, but deeper than that was the familiar pain of being powerless. I had lived with it my whole life, but not today. Today was supposed to be different. I slowly turned my head, afraid of what I might see. My groom stood there, silent, watching. My heart cracked a little more, because in that moment, I thought I had lost him too. Say something, I whispered, barely able to breathe. But my brother wasn't done. This wedding is over, he declared loudly. She's not going anywhere without my permission. A few guests started murmuring. Some looked away, uncomfortable. Others just watched, like it was some kind of drama unfolding in front of them. And I stood there, in the middle of it all, feeling smaller than I ever had in my life. Tears filled my eyes. Please, I said, my voice trembling. You're ruining everything. He stepped closer, pointing at me. I raised you. I protected you. And this is how you repay me. By going behind my back? Protected me? The word felt like a lie. No, it always had been. But before I could say anything, a calm voice cut through the chaos. Enough! It was him, my groom. The entire room shifted. He stepped down from the stage, walking slowly toward us. His face wasn't angry, but it was firm, controlled. And for the first time since the slap, I felt something change. Hope. He stood between me and my brother. And then, he spoke. You don't get to touch her like that. My brother scoffed. And who are you to tell me what I can or can't do? There was a pause. A heavy, powerful pause. My name doesn't matter, my groom said quietly. But what matters is that she is not yours to control. The words hit the room like thunder. I looked at him, my heart pounding. He continued, his voice steady but sharp. She is not your responsibility. She is not your property. And she definitely is not someone you get to humiliate in front of people. My brother's expression darkened. Watch your tone. No, my groom replied. You should watch yours. Because right now, you're not protecting her. You're destroying her. The silence was unbearable. For the first time in my life, someone was standing up for me. Not out of obligation, not out of fear, but out of respect. My brother laughed bitterly. You think you can take her away from me? My groom didn't hesitate. I'm not taking her anywhere, he said. She's choosing to leave. And then he turned to me. His eyes softened. Are you? That question changed everything. Because for the first time, someone was asking what I wanted. Not telling me. Not controlling me. Not deciding for me. My voice trembled, but I forced the words out. Yes. And in that moment, I felt something inside me break free. But my brother, he wasn't ready to lose control. Not yet. The moment I said yes, something shifted in the air. It was like the invisible chains I had carried my whole life finally snapped. But my brother didn't see it that way. His face twisted with anger. You think this is over? He snapped. You think you can just walk away from me? I looked at him, really looked at him. And for the first time, I wasn't afraid. No, I said softly. I don't think it's over. The room went quiet again. Because what you did today showed everyone who you really are. His expression faltered for a second, and I stepped forward. You didn't protect me. You controlled me. You didn't support me. You silenced me. My voice grew stronger with every word. And today, you exposed yourself. A few guests nodded. Others whispered. The weight of judgment had shifted. For the first time, it wasn't on me. It was on him. My groom placed a gentle hand on my shoulder, not to lead me, but to support me. That difference meant everything. My brother looked around, realizing the room was no longer on his side. You're making a mistake, he muttered. I shook my head. No, I said. I've been living one my entire life. And then I turned away from him, not in anger, not in revenge, but in peace. Because the greatest revenge wasn't hurting him, it was choosing myself. The ceremony didn't stop, it changed. We moved forward not as a perfect fairy tale moment, but as something real, something stronger. Because love isn't just about standing beside someone when things are beautiful. It's about standing up when things fall apart. Later that night, as I sat quietly, the chaos finally behind me, I touched my cheek. The pain had faded, but the lesson stayed. Some people will try to control you in the name of love. Some will break you just to keep you small. But the moment you choose your voice, the moment you stand up for yourself, everything changes. And sometimes, the person who truly loves you is the one who reminds you that you were never meant to be controlled. You were meant to be free.